Hi everyone, thanks for coming back for part 3. I'm sorry for the delay in getting the rest of this video up, but I've just been really busy today with other things and I really don't have much time right now, so I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. And I was just about to go over this table right here. I had actually gone over the table, but I was about to read the matrix. But I wanted to back up because one of the other ones that I did had something really interesting in the matrix that I wanted to read, and it was this table over here that reads Easter, Natan, Vision, Yeshua, Wrath. And I'm not going to go over the terms again. We've already been, I'll point them out briefly, but we've already been over them, so I'm not going to spell out the letters or anything. But Wrath is over here in the light blue, and then Yeshua is in the bluish purple. Natan is in the pink, and it's meshed in with the word Easter in the light red. And then Vision is here in the lavender. And what I wanted to read is down here at the bottom. I just want to start from, I guess about here, from verse 3 in Numbers 12. It says, "Now the man Moses was very weak above all the men that were on the face of the earth. And Jehovah spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tent of meeting. And they three came out. And Jehovah came down in a pillar of cloud, and stood at the door of the tent, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words, if there be a prophet among you, I, Jehovah, will make myself known unto him in a vision. I will speak with him in a dream." And I thought it was interesting because this is where you have Natan encoded in the text, as well as the word Easter. And it's actually coming up right here where it says, "Jehovah indeed spoken only with Moses, hath he not spoke also with us, and Jehovah heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men that were upon the face of the earth. And Jehovah spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tent of meeting. And they three came out, and Jehovah came down in a pillar of clouds, and stood at the door of the tent, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words, if there be a prophet among you, Jehovah will make myself known unto him. In a vision I will speak with him, in a dream." And then that's where it ends, that verse right there. So I thought that was interesting that Natan is encoded in there as well as Easter. And I just wanted to point that out, and then I'll go back to this table about the bride and the bridegroom, but I just need to pause it for just a second. Okay, I'm back. In this next table, this is the one that I had just finished going over in my last video, and I was about to go over the matrix a little bit, but as you can see, it reads at the top, Ascend, Bride, Passover, May, Last Day, First Fruit. And you see fruit is encoded in ELS up here at the top, and first is encoded here in the green, going at an angle, and pass is in the plain text, and over is encoded in ELS, crossing through the word ascend, which is encoded in ELS form, going at an angle here in the light red. So these were the terms, and then bride was in the plain text, and it's actually bridegroom over here where the bride is highlighted, but the bride is also mentioned in the text over here, and it may be mentioned more than once. But I'll go ahead and just quickly try to read this matrix over here that's coming up in Jeremiah 33:10 through 33:14, and I just think this is an interesting matrix for the word ascend to come up encoded in ELS form. in this particular matrix. So I'll just go ahead and try to read it real quick. And it says, "Thus saith Jehovah, Yet again there shall be heard in this place, whereof ye say it is waste, without man and without beast, even in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. They are desolate, without man and without inhabitant, and without beast. The voice of joy and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the voice of them that say, Give thanks to Jehovah of hosts, for Jehovah is good, for his loving kindness endureth forever, and of them that bring sacrifices of thanksgiving into the house of Jehovah. For I will cause the captivity of the land to return as at the first, saith Jehovah. Thus saith Jehovah of hosts, Yet again shall there be in this place, which is waste, without man and without beast, and in all the cities thereof, a habitation of shepherds, causing their flocks to lie down. In the cities of the hill country, in the cities of the lowland, and in the cities of the south, and in the land of Benjamin, and in the places about Jerusalem, and in the cities of Judah, shall the flocks again pass under the hands of him that numbereth them, saith Jehovah. Behold, the days come, saith Jehovah, that I will perform that good word which I have spoken concerning the house of Israel and concerning the house of Judah." And whenever it speaks about the two houses of Israel in the Old Testament, I think prophetically it's referring to the two houses of Israel in the end times, which would be the two houses of spiritual Israel, which will be made up of natural Israel, which is the Israelites, and also the Gentiles, which have been grafted in, that are spiritual Israel also. Because once Israel is redeemed, although it's natural Israel, it also is spiritual Israel. And so the Jews and the Gentiles come together to form the two houses of Israel. I think that's why that's a main theme throughout the entire Bible. There's always a mention of two houses of Israel. Okay, I'm going to go over this next one right now, which is this one that I have right here. And I'm just doing this particular one. And I just wanted to point out that there's potentially a lot of other terms than what I'm showing you in all of these tables. But I'm just showing you a scaled down version of some of the main terms. And I didn't really search for many other terms in these tables. So there's potentially a lot of interesting terms in there that I just haven't found. But I'm just showing you just a quick scaled down version of everything. And this one over here reads at the top, dragon, cast, Jesus, first fruit, elect, rise, meet God. And so this mentions first fruits in the plain text in this table. It's coming up in Leviticus 2, where it's actually talking about the first fruits offerings. And it says, "And if thou offer a meal offering of first fruits unto Jehovah, thou shalt offer for the meal offering of thy first fruits grain in the ear, parched with fire, bruised grain of the fresh ear." So this is talking about the first fruits grain offering is what the matrix is about. And as you see, first fruits comes up in the plain text, and the word rise actually shares the R and the I in fruit, and then you see the S and the E in yellow. And then over here you have the word meat in the green, and you have the word God right here in the plain text, and you have the word Jesus encoded in here in ELS form in the lavender, and you see that the J shares Jehovah, which is usually the case whenever you see Jesus in ELS form. It usually shares, I think it almost always, I don't think I've ever seen it not share the J in Jehovah. And then you see the E shares the E in Jehovah here. And then you have the S over here where it says sweet savor. And then the S over here where it says suffer. And over here is the other S. I'm sorry, I meant to say the U over here where it says suffer. And then the other S over here where it says thou shalt offer salt. Okay, and that's very important to God, is that the offering has salt. If you read the plain text over here, and I actually could understand that the other day when I made some food and I had put some salt in the food, and then I thought it would taste good if I put some sugar, a little bit of sugar in the food, and I realized that it made the food lose its saltiness, and I just thought it would just be unhealthy to put more salt back into the food. So I understand it made it taste bland again. So I understand what God means when it says if you lose the saltiness, how can you make it salty again? Because I just had a first-hand experience with that, and I can see what God means by that. He doesn't want us to be bland. He doesn't want us to be lukewarm when it comes to the gospel. He wants us to be on fire for the Lord and not to be lukewarm or bland when it comes to God's word. So I just thought I would mention that. But let's see what other terms are here. We have the word dragon is over here in the light red, coming up in ELS form with the letters D, R, A, G, O, N. And then cast is over here in the pink, going at an angle. And you have the word elect over here in the light green with the letters E, L, E, C, T. And so all those terms are coming up in ELS form in this matrix that's talking about the first fruits offering in Leviticus 2. And so I think that was the last one, but I have some more actually over here that are about Natan that I wanted to go over, and I'll see if I can get this one in before I have to make another video. This one over here says Natan, New Jerusalem, Heaven, Vision. And as you can see, Natan comes up in ELS form over here in the light red, and the word new comes up in ELS form over here in the pink at the top, and the rest of these terms are in the plain text. You have heaven, vision, and Jerusalem coming up in the plain text. And I just wanted to quickly try to read this matrix. It's in the Acts of the Apostles 26:16, and it says, "But arise and stand upon thy feet, for to this end have I appeared unto thee, to appoint thee a minister and a witness, both of the things wherein thou hast seen me, and of the things wherein I will appear unto thee, delivering thee from the people and from the Gentiles unto whom I send thee, to open their eyes that they may turn from darkness to light, and from the power of Satan unto God, that they may receive remission of sins and an inheritance among them that are sanctified by faith in me. Wherefore, O Agrippa, I was not disobedient unto the heavenly vision." Okay, and I'm about out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and end this one here, and I'll continue in the next video. Thank you.